I never thought the people who would break me would be the same people who once called me the strong one. I was the one who kept the family together, the one who paid bills when things were tight, the one who stayed quiet during arguments because someone had to keep the peace. I didn't complain. I didn't demand thanks. I believed family meant loyalty. I was wrong. It started the year my life fell apart. My marriage ended quietly. No shouting, no drama. Just two tired people signing papers and walking away. I didn't even tell my family right away. I didn't want pity. I just wanted time to breathe. But life doesn't wait. A few months later, my job downsized. 20 years of loyalty, gone in one meeting. I walked out carrying a box and a smile, telling myself I'd be fine. That's when my family stepped in. At least, that's what I thought. They said, "Move back home for a while. Let us help you. You've always helped us." I hesitated. Something in my chest felt heavy, but I was tired of being strong. So I said yes. At first, everything felt warm. Shared meals, soft laughter, familiar voices. They asked questions, too many questions. How much savings do you still have? Is the house fully in your name? Did your ex leave you anything? I answered honestly, because they were family. What I didn't know was that every answer was being counted, measured, used. A week later, they suggested something that sounded harmless. "Why don't you let us manage things for now? You're stressed. You need rest." They said it with concern in their voices, but their eyes didn't match their tone. Still, I agreed. I handed over paperwork, bank access, documents I had protected for years. I told myself they wouldn't hurt me. That was the lie that cost me everything. Slowly, things changed. Money started moving. Bills I didn't recognize appeared. Decisions were made without me. When I asked questions, I was told, "Don't worry, you're being emotional. Trust us." Trust. That word became a weapon. Then one evening, I overheard a conversation I was never meant to hear. I stood in the hallway, frozen, as they laughed. They talked about me like I wasn't a person, like I was a problem they had already solved. "She won't fight back. She's too quiet. She won't even notice until it's done." My knees nearly gave out. That was the moment I realized I wasn't being helped. I was being erased. And the worst part, they thought I would stay silent. After that night in the hallway, I couldn't sleep. Every sound felt louder. Every whisper felt dangerous. I started paying attention. Little things stopped adding up. Mail stopped coming to my name. Phone calls were taken on my behalf. Meetings happened without me in the room. When I asked why, the answers were sharp. "Don't imagine things. Stop being paranoid. Do you want help or not?" Help. That word again. One afternoon, I decided to check my bank account myself. The password didn't work. I tried again and again. Locked out. When I asked about it, they didn't even look surprised. "Oh, we changed it. It's easier this way. You trust us, right?" Something inside me cracked. I asked to see the statements. They told me I was being ungrateful. They said I was difficult, that stress had made me unstable. They spoke slowly, gently, the way people speak to someone they think is weak. That night, I found paperwork in a drawer. My name was still there, but it wasn't alone anymore. New signatures, new authority, decisions made without my consent. I confronted them. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I just asked one question. Why? The room went quiet. Then the tone changed. "You weren't using it properly anyway. You owe us. After everything we've done for you?" That's when I understood. They didn't see me as family. They saw me as an opportunity. From that day on, I became invisible in my own home. I was spoken over, ignored, corrected. Meals were cooked without me. Plans were made around me. And when I protested, they said, "If you don't like it, you can leave." Leave? With what? They had access to my money, my documents, my future. I was trapped. One morning I woke up and found my room changed, drawers gone, files missing, important papers nowhere to be found. I asked where my things were. They told me calmly, "We're keeping them safe." Safe from who? From me. That night I packed a small bag, not because I wanted to leave, but because I realized a terrifying thing. They were already pushing me out, slowly, quietly, legally. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew one thing. If I stayed, I would disappear completely. I didn't announce my decision. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I didn't explain myself. I waited. Early one morning, before anyone woke up, I left the house. No note, no goodbye, just silence. I stayed with someone who barely knew my story, but gave me space. For the first few days, no one told me what to do. No one watched me like I was a problem. The first few days were hard. I had almost nothing. No access to my accounts, no documents, no proof of who I was. But I had something they didn't expect me to keep: my composure. I went to the bank in person. I didn't accuse. I didn't dramatize. I asked questions, slow, clear questions. And when the banker looked confused and said, "Why didn't you authorize this change?" I knew. The truth was on my side. Things didn't fix themselves overnight, but once one door opened, others followed. My access was restored. My name was protected. My records were flagged. I didn't call my family to tell them. I let them find out on their own. Weeks passed. Then the calls started. Not apologies, panic. They needed signatures. They needed approvals. They needed me. I didn't answer. When I finally did, my voice was calm. "I'm not available." They accused me of betrayal. They said I was selfish. They said I was destroying the family. I said nothing. Silence is powerful when you've already survived the worst. Then karma arrived quietly. Accounts were frozen. Plans fell apart. People they depended on stopped trusting them. The same control they used on me turned against them. They reached out again, this time softer. "We just want to talk." I declined, because some lessons don't need conversations. Months later, I stood in my own place. Not big, not flashy, but mine. No one had access. No one spoke for me. No one decided my worth. I didn't win by taking revenge. I won by leaving, by refusing to be used, by choosing peace over proving a point. Sometimes karma doesn't shout. Sometimes it just removes access. And that's enough.